I think you should able to me now. Okay. I'm not even sure if it's been. Anyways, I'll do the intro once again. Hey guys, welcome back to It's All Chelsea, and welcome back to another stream. And today in this stream, we're going to be pretty much talking about, of course, the latest things that has been happening at Chelsea Football Club, which is, of course, Frank Lampard being sacked as a Chelsea manager yesterday, which has been quite a surprise for a lot of Chelsea fans. Not really shocked, because I think we saw that coming. Yeah, we saw that coming from miles away, ever since the Arsenal game, and then, of course, the results against Wolves, Villa, hasn't really been the best, in terms of our players. Well, it hasn't been one of the best as well. So, you can understand as to why, the Chelsea board has taken that decision to sack Frank Lampard. And time will tell if it's the right decision or not. But at the moment, he has been let go of, and the rumored manager that is that is going to take over Frank Lampard is Thomas Tuchel, which is quite surprising. Well, to be honest, not really surprising, because I kind of knew it was going to be either Thomas Tuchel, it was going to be either one of those Nagelsmann. I thought it was going to be one of Allegri. Well, I didn't really think Allegri would be the Chelsea manager anyways, because I just thought it would be completely going away from what we are trying to do, which is, of course, play attractive football, play possession-based football. So Allegri would have been completely the opposite. So I'm glad that, even though I'm not really glad that Frank Lampard has left, because, I was a bit sitting on the fence as well in regards to Frank. I thought, he is, of course, a manager that I thought would lead us to the next stage, to the next level, make us compete with the likes of City and Liverpool. And that was, wishful thinking. That was our dream, to be honest. Pretty much all the Chelsea fans, that was our dream, winning the title under Frank Lampard, or Champions League or FA Cup. It would have been extra special. But, that is not the case. Of course, things hasn't gone Frank Lampard's way in terms of the performance, in terms of the results as well. And, looking on Twitter, I've been seeing a lot of different narratives, different theories, different sort of reports coming out saying this is what actually happened behind the scenes. I'm also seeing Rudiger, Kepa, Jorginho as well. So, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff been happening as well. You see a lot of reliable Twitter journalists as well fighting amongst themselves as well, which is quite funny. But it's just what it is. We got Reckless Gaming here. Thank you for joining. We got Bergen County Finest 201. I'm happy with the decisions. I'm assuming that's the decision of sacking Frank Lampard. Did you read the? No, I haven't read the article. I have not read the article. I would love to read the article, but there has been a lot of stories in regards to as well what has been happening behind the scenes in terms of the players, the managers, and it's just been too much. It's just been mind numbing to read all those stuff, and it's like, who do you believe that? It's shocking. CFC Stephen, sorry. Hello, mate. How are you? Thank you for joining the stream. Please do hit that like button, subscribe as well if you're new to this channel. I do have the link in the description, so if you guys want to join the stream, click on the link description and join the party. But there's a lot of things that we need to talk about. There's a lot of things that we need to talk about. I've got a bunch of questions that I do want to ask you guys, and of course myself as well. So I'll try my best to answer as much as possible. Of course, we're going to be talking about Frank Lampard, what went wrong, the players that has been. There's so much to uncover. There's so much to discuss, to talk. It's just insane. It's just insane because there's a lot of people to blame, but at the end of the day, am I happy with the decision of sacking Frank Lampard? Ideally, I did want him to stay till the end of the season. However, it's the results, and of course the performance hasn't been the best. So Bruno says, "Are you happy with the decision?" I was sitting on the fence. in regards to Frank Lampard, but I think it's difficult. It's difficult. For myself, who I find this decision very difficult, can you just imagine the board making this decision as well? And the fact that when Frank Lampard did get sacked, and you got a statement coming up from Roman Abramovich as well, which is again something that we have not seen from previous managers as well. When we sacked Jose Mourinho, we didn't get a statement from Roman Abramovich. So the fact that we got a statement from him in regards to, of course, Frank Lampard getting sacked as well. So I think this decision was really difficult for the board to take. And it wasn't taken so lightly as well, I believe. But when you spend a huge amount of money, when you spend like £250 million on players, and yes, what Frank Lampard did last season in terms of achieving top four, getting us to the FA Cup final as well, should have won it, but of course the injuries to Pulisic and Azpilicueta really didn't really help us, to be honest. And Arsenal were better on that day, anyways. But this, I mean, you can look at it both sides. I think the league position as it stands, we're 9th or 7th or something like that, which is, if you look at it on the paper, it looks really bad. But when you look at it a bit in detail, you see that we're basically, I think we're 5 points away from Liverpool, which I think they're 4th at the moment in the table. So if you look at it, we weren't really far off from top 4. We were, I believe, let me just check. I think we're 4 points or 5 points away from top 4. So when you look at it when you look at the table, it's not really that bad. But then again, you do have clubs like Villa, West Ham, Everton, even Leicester City as well, doing much better than us, much higher in the position as well. And of course, Southampton as well, who's on level points. Not level points, but yes, on level points with us. But they do have game in hand as well. Arsenal are 2 points behind us. And they've been having a shocking season as well, being in the relegation zone and whatnot. So if you look at it, if you really think about it, then I do understand the board's decision to sack Frank Lampard. But I think a lot of Chelsea fans, including myself as well, and a lot of Chelsea fans I've seen on Twitter as well, are very, very emotionally attached to Frank Lampard. And I think they can't really split Frank Lampard as a player and Frank Lampard as the manager. Let's go through more of your comments. Sorry, did I even answer this question? Am I happy with the decision? I think time will tell. I think time will tell if this decision was the right thing or not. Let's have a look at more. Happy to see Kepa as first goalkeeper. I think it's going to be Mendy in goal. I don't think Kepa will be in as a keeper. But to be honest, to be fair to Kepa, besides from that awful, the one that he conceded against Luton on Saturday or Sunday, I think. Sunday, I believe. That was piss poor. That was piss poor, the way he just let that ball go in. Kit Kat fingers or whatever you want to call it. But it was awful. But there was other saves as well during that game that Kepa made, crucial saves as well. So, yeah, that he should not have let that go in. But to be honest, I think Tuchel will stick with Mendy. I don't think he'll favor Kepa. But then again, I think Tuchel will give chances to Kepa, possibly in FA Cup or certain games. Let's move on to your next comments. Frank didn't talk to certain players for months. Yeah, I heard that as well. I think there's certain players that I think he just excluded them out from the first team and just completely left them on the side. I'm hearing Marcos Alonso is one of those persons, Jorginho, Rudiger, Kepa as well. And those other guys has been in the media outlets in regards to, of course, players going up to the board and, telling the board to sack Frank Lampard, which I think is completely nonsense. Because I mean, no players from any club would go to the board and tell them to, sack a certain manager, especially those players who hasn't been playing a lot. I mean, the board are not going to listen to, let's say Rudiger, Jorginho, Kepa. They all went to the board and said, sack Frank Lampard. He's not doing a good job. We're not high in the position. We're not performing really well. I don't think the board is going to listen to them. Board is not that stupid. They're not going to listen to them. The board does make calculated decisions. Some in the past has been quite awful, but most of the time they are pretty much spot on, especially when it comes to the managers. When they sack manager and they hire another manager, we do tend to get result. We look at Gus Hiddink, we look at Avram Grant, we look at Rafa Benitez, we look at other managers as well that came in short term, turned it around. So I don't think the players were involved in sacking Frank Lampard, especially those players that has been mentioned. I don't think that is the case. Maybe they have went, but most likely the board might. I mean, the board might pretty much have just brushed it aside. So Chelsea's coach has been, Frank Lampard has been sacked yesterday by the Chelsea board. It hasn't been officially announced yet, but a lot of reliable Twitter handlers has been suggesting that Thomas Tuchel will be taking over possibly today or tomorrow. We do have a game against Wolves tomorrow as well, which is at home at 6 o'clock. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do the live stream because I'll be at work at that time. I'll probably finish at that time, so I'll probably watch it on my phone or watch the commentary or something. All right, let's see. Let's move on to the next comment. Happy to see Marcos Alonso. There's a lot of you guys are saying, that Marcos Alonso will start and Kepa will start. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, guys, this is the link if you guys want to join in the stream, so we can have a bit of a discussion in regards to Thomas Tuchel, Frank Lampard, and the current situation at Chelsea Football Club. Oh God, the burps. I just had a beer as well, and I had this beer. Yep, something that we're trying to stay away from. I'm having that beer. Sorry, let me go to the next comment. Happy to see Rudiger's CB as well. Like I said, I don't think those guys will start anyways. I think I think Thomas Tuchel will go from Thiago Silva, possibly Kurt Zuma, maybe Rudiger, but let's see how he does, But yeah. Bruno, you have no idea what Thomas Tuchel will do or who his 11 will be. That's very true as well. You don't know what Thomas Tuchel will do in his. Obviously, he's going to have his preferred favorite players. Most likely might be the Germans. Who knows? We don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just making rumors. I mean, not rumors, but I'm just speculating as to what Thomas Tuchel would do. But it's going to be very interesting as to what Thomas Tuchel does with the likes of Mason Mount, what he does with Tammy, where he plays Werner, how he plays Werner, and what kind of instruction does Tuchel give to Werner. So it's going to be quite interesting to see the progression and to see likes of Werner, Kai Havertz, Ziyech as well. I think it's going to be quite interesting as to what Tuchel will do with those players. But yeah, we have to move on. Frank has been sacked, so we just have to move on now. We can't be stuck in the old ways, or we can't be stuck just moaning about, not moaning, but thinking about Frank Lampard. We have to move on now. It's the same thing with the players as well. It's the same thing with after a match as well, after a defeat or getting beaten in the final. We just have to move on now. It's just what it is. It's just football. I mean, we have, and to be honest, as a Chelsea fan, I'm not really. I'm upset, of course, that Frank has been sacked, but we have been in this situation for multiple times. Also, like 11 or 12 times we have been in this situation. We have been there with Jose Mourinho. When Jose Mourinho got sacked first time in 2007, I was really upset. I was on the train as well. No, actually, I was waiting at the platform for a train to come, and I saw that on back then. Of course, it was 2007. We didn't have like a phone, or we didn't have Twitter or anything like that, or social media. We just read it on the newspaper. So I saw it first thing, the back page. I saw Jose Mourinho sacked, and I was like, Oh my god! I thought it was the end of Chelsea. I thought that is it. That's Chelsea going back to where they were before, which was, of course, um, in and around top four. But however, things change. We got Avram Grant. I think not Avram Grant, was it? Yeah, Avram Grant. Was it? Yeah, Avram Grant. He took us to the Champions League final. We've got Carlo Ancelotti. We had Conte. We had so many managers. So this is no surprise. This shouldn't be alien to a lot of Chelsea fans. Sacking managers, something that we have been doing for the past 10 years. Daniel Knight, thank you for joining as well from Twitch. So yeah, guys, do follow me on Twitch as well. It's all Chelsea, so do give me a follow on Twitch if you want. Apparently the only signing Frank had input was Chilwell. This is something that, of course, I do want to talk about as well. I'm going to try getting... I think Faisal is on the stream, so let me get him on. Oh, God, let me... Okay. Apparently only signing Frank wanted was Ben Chilwell. Of course, we're going to be talking about that as well further in detail. I'll read your comments through, guys. I'm going to get Faisal on the stream and see what he has to say in regards to Frank getting sacked.
Hiya.
Hey,
you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. About time we actually spoke in person. Been speaking to you for a while.
I know.
How you doing?
Not bad. What about you? Everything
I'm
all
good.
right?
Not the best circumstances at the moment, but to be honest, it is predictable. If it was any other manager, he would have been sacked by now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the issue is he's a club legend. He will always be a club legend. There will be a statue of him probably in the next 10 years outside, probably the whole 2000, that elite team we had.
Yeah.
There's nothing changing the fact that he's a club legend.
Yeah.
However, as a manager, a coach, he wasn't really the best. He has potential to become good.
Yeah.
But in this current circumstances, he didn't do well at all. Last season, yes, I thought, he did a good job given the circumstances we had, the fact that we had a transfer ban. He did an amazing job. However, unfortunately, there is a problem with Chelsea. It is player power. It's always, even if Mourinho can't change it, do you really think Lampard could do it? The issue that we had, the people that he trusted, they backfired on him. There's different types of managers. There's managers that come in and they're not your friend. They're strict. They sort things out. There's the other managers who are your best friend, and they tend to get screwed over. Even the strict ones get screwed over. You need to have that balance. Unfortunately, I think Lampard may have tried to be the friendly approach, and he got backstabbed at the end. His main issue, in my opinion, was Jody Morris. Yes, because both of them are alike. He didn't have a good number two. If he had, Steve Holland back, as his number two, he would have given advice. Someone with both of them are inexperienced. If he had an experienced number two, in my opinion, this situation may not have happened. The number two could have given advice saying, look, we've been doing this tactic, let's try something else, let's try something different. Lampard didn't have that vision to try something new, to make differences, to make changes. He was very predictable. We could all predict the lineup. He exiled players, and obviously by exiling players, you're asking for trouble. Look at Mesut Ozil and Arsenal, how that affected the team. The same thing happened to us. You get rid of, you got rid of Azpilicueta. I think it's a bit harsh, but I get that. With Azpilicueta, I don't think he's the type of person to cause trouble. But people like Alonso, if you don't sell him, you can't exile him. Rudiger, for example, you bought him back. Why are you bringing him back if you exiled him?
Exactly.
The whole thing doesn't make sense. His man management was awful. And the fact that he got sacked, for Chelsea Football Club, I understand. I'm happy he got sacked, but I'm sad it's Lampard that got sacked. If it was any other manager, I'd be, he deserves to get sacked. With Lampard, because it's Lampard, he doesn't deserve to be sacked, but he does. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the issue that we have is because it's Lampard, people are feeling more emotionally attached. It's Lampard.
Yeah.
We should give him more time. But honestly speaking, people are saying we should give him more time. Do you really feel as if he could make any changes in the games that he was playing? There was no changes at all. Players didn't even want to play for him at the end. You got your Mason Mount. He played well because you know what, he trusted Lampard and they were boys. And it's not a bad thing necessarily. I thought Mason Mount did a shift for Lampard. Hence why he's probably captain in the previous just a match before he left. It's a tough situation, but onwards and upwards. Now we have to talk about the new manager. Rumor has it's the German guy. I can't pronounce his name, to be fair.
Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, that's it. Let's call him Thomas for now.
Thomas.
So I've looked into him. I'm not going to say I know everything about him. I don't. I'm not going to say like he's the best coach in the world because I can't say he is. I don't want anyone to come back and say, you know what, you said this, you said that. I didn't. What I know of him is he's a strict character, which I think Chelsea need. Also, he's very tactical. He makes changes. He changes the formation. With PSG, they have a squad. Certain leagues like Serie A, League One, they mean nothing. Like there's always one team that's going to win. But this season it kind of changed with Serie A and probably PSG. I haven't been keeping it up, but
sorry, go for it.
With Thomas, when he managed Dortmund, he did well. He brought Pulisic, brought the youngsters on. With PSG, he took them to Champions League final, which is great. But the issue I have with him is, we got him in, but the problem is his mental attitude.
He does have a lot of problems with the board as well.
That's the problem.
He was at PSG, when he was at Dortmund as well. Yeah.
So the problem is, why are we bringing back another person like that if we know it's going to there's a potential he might not get along with the board? Yeah. So again, is this a smart thing to do? Maybe not. Maybe he will change. Maybe we could pull it off. But do people change?
What's interesting is the fact that he's been only given 18 months contract.
Is it confirmed?
From what...
Because I heard 4 years. I'm confused.
Oh, really?
I've heard 4 years from sources. But a lot of people say 18 months. If he was given 18 months, what's the point?
Exactly. I was just...
it doesn't make sense given 18 months. That's basically a loan move for a free transfer.
Because I was looking at the... on Twitter, I was looking at Matt Law. I was looking at the other Twitter journalists as well, and they were saying it's 18 months. And like you said, it kind of makes you think, is this even long term? Is this just from now till
now till we get the Nagelsmann, probably?
Yeah,
that's probably it. But I doubt you're going to give someone an 18-month contract. It doesn't make sense to give a manager an 18-month contract, especially for a club like Chelsea. Yes, in the past 18 months would be great, but now we really need something. We need longevity. We need to be stable. Unfortunately, we can't always be kicking managers out left, right, and center. It's good to do that for short-term gains, but it's like the stock market. Do you put all your money in and wait for these penny stocks to move up and down and take the pennies, or do you wait for the pound?
Yeah, exactly.
What are we doing? Chelsea's a big club. People say we're a small club. We don't have history. If we do actually have history, with Abramovich, he made things a lot smoother for us, a lot easier for us. And the people who say we have no history are jealous because they don't have a owner like ours. Yeah. And to be fair, if I was in other clubs like Arsenal, I'd be jealous because let's be real, we're not going to win anything with Arsenal.
Yeah.
And
I think the opposition, most of the rival fans, they do like the fact that we are ruthless a bit, especially Roman.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger on certain managers like Conte, Lampard recently, Sarri as well. Sarri won. He came third. He won the Europa League, and we still pulled the trigger.
Sarri was a mistake, as in to get rid of him. Kepa was the biggest problem there. Kepa.
He was. Now you think about
it's one of the things. Sarri, You know what I liked about Sarri? You know when he won his first medal, the way he looked at it, it was like you could see he gave his time with all the criticism. Sorry about this, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't executed well, but come on, we gave the guy how long? 1 season? It's ridiculous. We gave him 1 season, literally, and he won the Europa League, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It was just literally 1 season. That's really good.
Well.
Exactly. Imagine the second season with extra players, extra changes. We would have done very well, but
I think we're just so quick. I think the Chelsea board, they're very quick to pull the trigger on certain things. Like Sarri, like I said, I thought it was a brilliant first season, third Europa League, and towards the end, we were actually playing good football as well.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was really excited about next season. I'm like, Sarri under next season, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be really, really good. And then, there was rumors started flying around saying that Lampard's gonna be the manager and this and that. I was like, oh, please,
yeah,
God,
but why?
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was the biggest mistake. Why did we even approach Lampard?
Exactly. It was his first season
if you want to get rid of Sarri, you need to go for your Klopps. You know what I mean? You have to go to those levels, but you're going for a rookie? That's ridiculous. So this whole situation is not even Lampard's fault. It is the boards. It is the boards. And you know what? Let me bring on this other conversation with Declan Rice and all this stuff.
Yeah,
this nonsense needs to stop. Like, look, Rice, I don't care if you were a Chelsea player in the past. You're not worth 80 million, right? And the fact that I'm with the board with this one. We got Ethan Ampadu. We've got our midfield. There's so many players. The players on loan. Billy Gilmore. And you want to get another. You want to spend 70, 80 million to get a player who's taking places for other people within the team. It doesn't make sense. So with this, I'd rather use that money and use it on a different player. And I agree with some of the comments about Rudiger, Alonso, Kepa. I don't think Jorginho did anything. I haven't heard anything of him.
I don't think that would do that.
I don't think Jorginho was involved. He just, he's taken. I've watched a video today of the players coming into Cobham, and what made me laugh was you see Rudiger, you see Alonso, and you see Kepa. My man Kepa is, I think it was in like a 7-seater Bentley with shades and listening to music, like he owns the club and he's kept like 200 clean sheets. Do you know what I mean? You need to get rid of these players. Get rid of Kepa. Get rid of Rudiger. Get rid of your Alonso. Keep your Emerson. I don't think Emerson did anything.
But they should have been doing this right now. Like certain players should be offloaded, like Danny Drinkwater, Marcos Alonso, or even Emerson, Jorginho. So offload them, get rid of them. Like why do we have so many players in the dressing room? Just get rid of them, trim the squad down, and I think I think you can blame the manager, the board as well, the players as well. I think it's a combination of pretty much everything. And I mean, I'm not sure how true that is with Rudiger, Marcos Alonso, and Jorginho. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Like the players going to the boards telling you to get.
It happens every season in Chelsea, and what the board should do, what the manager should do, is get rid of these players. You've got good quality players there, keep them. But the issue is the whole problem in Chelsea is we got a squad that's big enough to have 3 teams. If that makes sense, we need to condense. We seriously need to condense. And the fact that people have this attachment over youth players, right?
Yeah,
I like Tammy Abraham. I want to keep him. Nothing against him, but with the attachment of people like Loftus-Cheek, like we could say he's a great player or he was a great player, but people like that need to go. He's not going to be a starter for Chelsea. Ross Barkley. I think Ross Barkley is a good player, right? He hasn't been given the chance.
I think he's average. I think he's decent.
Yes, but he's like he's a substitute type of player. The second player of the first player. We can't have 2 quality players. We can't have two outstanding players in one field. We need to have a outstanding player and a good player. In that sense, there won't be lack of morale. There's not I'm good. I need to there will be competition, but it's not like you're gonna take over me. We can't. Do you know what I mean? We can't have two number ones.
But I think that's what Frank did. He didn't create that healthy sort of competition in the team. Like Marcos Alonso was taken out of the team completely because of whatever he done.
Yeah.
And Ben Chilwell getting that chance, and then Reece James as well taking over Azpilicueta.
Yeah.
Again, Azpilicueta sort of completely taken out. Same with the defenders as well.
What about Tomori? I'm baffled with that. Tomori,
I'm so confused as to why.
Last season, I thought, you know what, last season he played a while, and he suddenly disappeared. Now he's gone on a loan with a 30 million euro option to buy. It's ridiculous.
Some of the decisions from the board has been shocking. First of all, when Frank was appointed, I'm like, let's not do this because it's not going to work out in 2 years' time. I think I said that like 2 years back as well. I'm like, this is not going to work out for us. But we went ahead with that one. We bought the likes of Danny Drinkwater. Someone yesterday was saying this as well. Our signing hasn't been that consistent. I think it was Cruz that came on the stream. He was saying our signing hasn't been that consistent. You know, we're signing Danny Drinkwater, and then we're signing a young player, Jorginho. We're signing. It has been a mess. You know. So this just doesn't make sense with what the board has been doing, and same with Frank Lampard as well. But I mean.
Where do we go from here? That's the question.
That's the thing.
Where do we go from here?
Reset again. It's like once again we're going to go through that transition period. We're going to go through that a year where we'll get the manager in, all that stuff. So I mean, where do we go from here, Faisal?
Well, whoever get hypothetically if it's Thomas, I think he has a backbone. Well, from what I've seen, he should be able to, get rid of the players that he wants to get rid of, keep the players he wants to. But the problem is, it's like the stock market again. When you buy too high, you wait for that to you wait for it to go back up. You average down. With people like Kepa, where we bought so high, are we going to take the L and or are we going to keep him? It's one of those things. What are we going to do?
It's really quite interesting what we do with Kepa, because obviously you spent £70 million on him. He's on a huge wage as well, and we can't even offload him as well. I mean, the only thing that we can do is loan him out and recover as much money as possible.
What I would love to do with Kepa is trade him with Donnarumma, if possible.
Would you come though? I mean, he just recently did he say he wants to come? I mean, I saw a report like a couple of weeks back as well saying that he's not interested in a Chelsea move. He'd rather
we just need to trade. Because, Edouard Mendy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a great goalkeeper. I think Kepa has been so bad that even my grandma would be a better goalkeeper. Anyone, you shoot a ball, my grandma would be in the middle, can't move, but the ball hit her. At least she saved it. With Kepa, you ain't getting that.
I'm going to get Avis on the stream as well. Avis, thank you for joining us. Sorry?
Anke, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, what? What's your thought on Lampard getting sacked?
I was going to ask you this. What's your thought on Lampard getting sacked? Because I think we should have given him until the end of the season, because he didn't. The early signing he got was only Chilwell. Apparently, he really wanted Chilwell. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reports coming out saying that the only signing from Frank was Ben Chilwell. I'm like, what about Ziyech then? What about What about Kai Havertz? What about Timo Werner?
But Ben Chilwell,
who was signing with Timo Werner, Kai Havertz? I thought they were all Frank Lampard signing. It turns out it's not.
No,
even with Ben Chilwell. Sorry, mate. I was going to say, even with Ben Chilwell, do you actually rate Ben Chilwell? Look at Tottenham's one.
Yeah.
What's his name against us? Reguilon.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. He was free before and it was a lot cheaper. Yes, Tottenham have Real Madrid have an option to buy back from Tottenham, but with our owner, our director, the Iron Lady, I'm sure she could have done something better. Freaking Tottenham, for God's sake, they haven't got any negotiation power. Yeah, Chilwell, has he been good?
I mean,
it's been decent so far.
I think Chilwell has been a good signing. I do think he's been a good signing. He's really good. Offensively, he's really good. Defensively, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen much of it defensively, but offensively, he's been quite solid.
I think the first few games he was good,
Yeah.
And then his form just dipped. Maybe that's to show that, you know, the whole situation with Lampard getting sacked, you know, losing the dressing room and all that stuff. Maybe everyone's form has dipped. So yeah, we could give him the benefit of the doubt there because he
Yeah.
was good in the first few games. But if I look at other options, cheaper options like Regulon, it makes you wonder what is actually going with the club. But sorry, bro, you keep talking.
With the Lampard, the main reason I think the form dropped because I heard some reports saying like Rudiger, Kepa, Alonso, and Kovacic, they start having arguments with like youngsters because they're not getting like enough game time. Like toxic, I can't say the word now. There's like toxic in the training ground, and the youngsters didn't feel comfortable. That's what I think the main reason the form did.
Yeah, there's been a lot of conflicting reports on Twitter. Like I said, I don't know if I should believe them or not. But yeah, I think there was some sort of tension in that dressing room amongst certain players, especially those players who hasn't played a lot or been completely left aside by Frank Lampard. This is what Faisal was saying in regards to, of course, the man management from Frank Lampard has been quite awful. And for a manager like Frank Lampard, who has, of course, worked with the likes of Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti, you know, did he work with Rafa Benitez? He did, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
So he should have known better. He should have known how to handle certain players with massive ego, players with, big players. He should have known how to handle them. But do you guys think it was too soon for Frank Lampard to be taking that Chelsea job? Because personally, like I said 2 years back as well, this is not the right move for him. But I mean,
I think. Sorry, Yankee. Carry on.
No, go for it.
I think Lampard, he should go manage another club for like 3-4 years, get experience, then he can come back. Yeah. I don't mind him coming back; he just needs experience.
I don't mind him coming back as well. I want Frank Lampard to come Chelsea and manage us. You know, having winning a title under Frank Lampard would have been more special than, for me personally, than winning with Mourinho back in the days, Carlo Ancelotti and whatnot. So I do want Frank to come back, but he just needs to be at another club and just build that club up. I thought Derby was a great project for him. I don't know why he left that job and chose Chelsea. It was just too soon. I mean, you can see what Steven Gerrard is doing at Rangers, and ex-players as well. You know, you saw Brendan Rodgers as well. You know, he didn't straight away go find that Chelsea job, a big job. He went Swansea, and then he went Celtic, I think, and then Leicester City.
I don't think Lampard should come back anytime soon. Not in the next 10 years. Because you got your Artetas, you got your Steven Gerrard, you got your Wayne Rooney. You know, when these type of managers start to come to the Premier League, Arteta's there, but, you know, let's see what he does. Maybe, you know, he's in Arsenal, he's lucky. He's not getting sacked.
If he was at Chelsea, would have been way back.
So all these players, all these ex-stars, that's when Lampard should make the transition to Chelsea. When all of these come, they all have the same experience, so gain the same field. That's when it should come, because at the end of the day, the Premier League will have inexperienced or, relatively speaking, somewhat experienced ex-players coming in. That's the only way Lampard should transition into Chelsea. But with people like Klopp, Pep, Mourinho, you can't compete with these lot in the Premier League. You cannot compete.
That's with those managers, the likes of Klopps, the likes of Pep, the likes of even Mourinho as well. They managed a small club, they built them up. Even Carlo Ancelotti as well. They built them up, and then they made that massive move to you know, your Barcelonas, your AC Milans, your Cities and whatnot. It's just like I said, it just didn't make sense for Frank to take over. Avis, what's your thought on? Of course, what do you think went wrong for Frank Lampard at Chelsea?
A tactic of putting like key players in wrong position. If you play players wrong position, you're not going to get much out of them like they do in their natural position. That's what I think about him.
Yeah. Do you think it's also the fact that he couldn't get the most out of certain players as well, the likes of Kai Havertz, the Werners as well? Because prior to that, like when Kai Havertz was at Leverkusen, he was doing bits, you know, he was producing assists and goals. Same with Werner as well, scoring goals, even for Germany as well. And then, of course, when they came to Chelsea, things didn't really click for them. Do you think, I mean, now there's reports coming out that Werner and Kai Havertz weren't really Frank Lampard signing. So What's the other aspects do you think that went wrong for Frank Lampard?
Like his tactics, he's like he didn't have a plan B. He didn't have no plan B. He only had one tactic. Just focus on that one tactic. And if you see, like I watched these videos, where this guy analyzes what happens in the play, and basically what he wants is like it's like a hexagon shape, and all he wants is cross, and then there's 3 attackers, right? And he wants the 3 attackers to go in the box, and he wants his fullbacks, like Reece James, to cross the ball in, like cross and pray that somebody gets the head on it and scores.
Yeah. And
there
are certain games, like Arsenal game, where we were crossing in, there was like 34 crosses and there was no one in the box. And of course, a lot of Chelsea fans were crying out for Giroud, and he didn't come on at that time. And it was just quite bizarre as well. You saw Reece James crossing it in, and then you saw N'Golo Kante in the middle of the box. It's like, it's not going to do anything there. But I mean, do you think Frank Lampard, if he was not sacked, do you think against Wolves the results would have been different, or against Burnley as well? Do you think the results would have been different?
I think he could have brought something back. Like I think it would have boosted the confidence of players. I think a miracle will happen when he plays Wolves. I think he'll win those games. I think the form will go back up, but we didn't give him enough time. You know, like when you said, like, oh, Kai Havertz and one is scoring in Bundesliga. Yeah. The leagues are different.
No.
In Premier League,
you see something different, like in the past.
In the Bundesliga, if you watch the Bundesliga, they got so many time on the ball. And then when Kai, you need to adjust to the league. You can't just expect him to do a quick impact. Like with Kai Havertz, he's 21. He's 21 years old. You have to remember that we bought it for long-term process, not like a quick thing to happen.
The issue is, it's what Ankit said earlier. He goes, Frank Lampard allegedly didn't want these players, right? If we continued with the players that we had last season and let them progress this season, that's what Lampard allegedly wanted. He didn't want Havertz. The only player he wanted was Ben Chilwell. If the club bought him all these excess players that he didn't want in the first place, he is now forced to play these players. So his philosophy that he had for last season has now changed.
Yeah.
He can't implement it. So again, although Frank Lampard getting sacked is the best option right now, it's the board's fault. If they actually bought these players for him to use, what about your Billy Gilmour? He can't start now. What about Tammy Abraham? He can't start now. What about your Loftus-Cheek Barkley that you have? He can't start now. Tomori, he can't start. That's the issue. You've made it such a problem for Lampard by giving him all these players and that he didn't want in the first place. He now has to make a new team and make changes, and he doesn't even know what to do anymore because he has to show the board, I'm playing these 80 million, 50 million players. That's the problem. The problem is the board and them buying players without him even wanting them, and B, Lampard having no tactical awareness.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. Yeah, go for it.
I gotta say something about that point you made. Yeah, he didn't get the signings, but the signings, I think he fell out. You know, with Mourinho, he wanted Declan Rice so bad. They said, "Oh, no, you can't have him because he's a Chelsea reject." No, that's disrespect saying he's a Chelsea reject. Look at him; he's doing so well at West Ham. I think he's worth the money. I think he can lower the price from like 70 mil to like 55 mil, something like that. He's a great player. He can play CDM and centre back.
But that's the thing. West Ham weren't really budging away from 80 million price tag. They wanted 80 million. And
no, but
I don't think he's that great. I think we've got other players that play the role better than him. You got your Billy Gilmour. So if you get Declan Rice, what happens to Gilmour? What happens to Ethan Ampadu if he does come back?
They're both different type of players, though. I think.
But we got Kante. We got so many.
He's getting old.
He's not that old. And yes, if we do sell him with Declan Rice, he's not a defender. He doesn't play. He's not a centre back as people say. Lampard wants him for a centre back. No, you're changing his position. The whole thing doesn't make sense.
If you watch the West Ham games, he has been playing centre back, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to play,
but that's not his predominant position. You're not buying him for a centre back.
When Lampard did play him in his position, you do see him lose the ball quite a lot. He's getting old. You see, he's getting old. We need a new CDM because he's losing the ball too much. If you see the games, he gives him away in dangerous positions, which lead him to give him.
It's going to be quite interesting what Lampard does sorry, not Lampard. What Chelsea does in regards to N'Golo as well, because obviously this season and last season as well, he's been having a lot of injuries. You know, hamstring injuries keeps on coming up.
We should sell him. To be fair, we should get the money out.
I think it's going to be very interesting what the Chelsea board does in regards to N'Golo Kante if we sell him or not, because I think
he's our best player still. He is our best player,
it's difficult.
And it's like Hazard. We should sell him at his peakus, and get the money and use it somewhere else. With Rice, yes, he likes, he's a Chelsea fan, whatever. 70 million, I don't think is worth it. When we have Ethan Ampadu, I'm sure this guy, if we're given the chance in Chelsea, he would do good. It's like, how do you know Rice coming to this team, he will do exceptionally well, and you're now wasting another 70 million, just like Kepa. I think we have enough homegrown talent in that position.
We just need to get rid of a lot of players.
Yeah, we need to offload 50% of our players.
Sorry, go for it, Avis.
If you're saying we keep the talent, right, we're not going to have experience, and that's the thing. You're not going to win Champions League. You're playing your youth. You're not going to win.
I'm not saying play.
You need experience.
Yes, but Rice is not experience. I'm not saying we need to sell all our big players. I'm saying sell the dead weight, the dead wood, the ones that we don't need. Jorginho, great what you did with Sarri, but we're not using you. You're not fitting in the system. Sell him. Marcus Alonso, we're not using you. You had a fallout. Sell him. Rudiger, sell him. We've got so many players. Kepa, you're just wasting value as a number 2 now. Sell him and bring a number 1. Do you know what I mean? We have a lot of players that are not being used that need to be sold. And this is the reason why this whole situation happened, because they're not being played. If you're not being played, you're causing an unrest in the dressing room, and you're snitching, you're snaking, all this stuff. This is how your dressing room gets burnt, because we've got excess amount of players. We still got Loftus-Cheek, we still got Barkley, we still got Brandy Drinkwater.
Yeah. Get rid of them.
Exactly. And now you can't justify buying Rice. We still got Tomori, we got Thiago, we got Zuma, Christensen. We've got 4 defenders there. We only need 4.
Thiago's getting over. He's 36. We need a new centre back.
Yeah. So the idea was for him to teach people at Tomori.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you think Man will get game time under Tuchel?
That's what's that. I mean, it's going to be interesting what Thomas Tuchel does with Mason Mount and how he plays him and where he plays and what kind of instruction does Thomas Tuchel will give to Mason Mount. Like I said, he's very good. He's very good when it comes to pressing opposition. He does a lot of the hard work and the dirty work from a lot of. He does a lot of that. I think he will be used a lot under Thomas Tuchel.
I think Mount will be a beast under Tuchel.
I think he will be. I think he will just elevate
great.
To the next level.
I got
Sorry, what?
I don't think Tuchel's the right man. You want to hear me? Yeah, okay. He has big name players, Neymar, Mbappe. I'm not going against him. I hope him well. I will support him, but I'm not going against him. But I don't think he's the right man for the job. Spent 800 million, couldn't win a Champions League. He had big name players, Neymar, Mbappe. He had those big name players, right?
Yeah.
And now, if he's managing a Prem. Prem is different League One in PSG, in our class leader, France League. I don't think he will be successful. I don't think he will.
I think he'll do well. I think he'll do well because I mean, like I said, he had experience at Dortmund as well, built a team, played a lot of youth players as well. He had Pulisic, elevate him to the next level. I think what went wrong with that PSG was I think the board, the PSG board had some sort of a beef with Thomas Tuchel, and of course when you have personalities like Neymar, Mbappe, and Thiago Silva as well, you are going to clash with them now and then. We had that with Mourinho as well. We had that with Rafa Benitez as well. the big boys were going against the players. But I think at Chelsea, I think he has a lot of good players. You got the Pulisic, the Werners, Kai Havertz. You got good young players that will really, really play that Thomas Tuchel way of playing football. I think he will do well. But don't expect us to be really competing for the title or going far in the Champions League.
Not this season at all. This season's a write-off. Next season, transition. The season after, yes, we could challenge.
It feels like a reset again, like transition again, and
exactly 3 seasons they will take. So
exactly. Sorry, go for it.
Sorry. Carry on.
So I think Thomas Tuchel will do well. Like I said, we're not going to win the title or Champions League anytime soon. And there's also an expectation from the board recently. I was just saw a tweet as well saying that the Chelsea board expect Thomas Tuchel to reach get top 4, which is going to be very difficult. But then again, when you look at the league table, we're 5 points behind Liverpool.
Yeah,
who's 4th right now, so it is achievable. But
it is achievable, and the fact that he already played with Pulisic, he played with Pulisic before. He's been in the Bundesliga. He knows Havertz. He knows Werner. He played so many different playing styles. He could get the best out of Ziyech. He could get the best out of Mount. The defense is not that bad. It's not that leaky. Yes, we might need a new goalkeeper.
Mendy's all right.
Mendy is. That's the thing. Mendy's not a world-class goalkeeper. He looks all right because Kepa was that bad. That's the problem.
Reflexes are good.
We need a world-class goalkeeper. If we're Chelsea, we always had good goalkeepers, right? Yeah. We need someone like
Donnarumma is a good idea.
Donnarumma. That's who I would love to have.
I don't think he wants to leave.
Donnarumma signed for his agent.
His agent is thinking it.
The pagan one.
Rally Wall or something like that. Which I don't think Chelsea board really likes him that much. Hence, that is the reason why that Lukaku deal didn't happen.
I think Martinez is a better goalkeeper than Mendy, hands down. Hands down, better goalkeeper than Mendy. Honestly, if we bought Martinez, I would be so happy. He has the most clean sheets. In Aston Villa, bro. In Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Imagine him in a team like Chelsea. He would have been a solid. With the last few matches I've seen, right, with Mendy, I'm not lying. He looks suspect. He looks lost.
When he came, it was great. It was days. We had like 5 clean sheets as well.
Yeah,
and then
we had 0 after then.
Yeah,
literally, except for the Fulham 1-0 one.
And he was letting in goals. Easily. I was just thinking to myself,
suspect.
Mendy.
That's the thing. Kepa was that bad. Mendy looked amazing, but now people are starting to realize he's not necessarily he's not necessarily great. He's okay. He's better than Kepa.
Yeah. He was better than Kepa, definitely. Yeah, I'll agree to that one as well.
But with the Leicester goal, the NDD, you can't blame them for both of them goals because those goals. There's a player in front of his way, so you couldn't see the NDD had the shot. So
not the last game. I'm not talking about the last game, but for the past 4 or 5 games, I think his position isn't that great.
He don't catch the ball. Like, correct me if wrong, but he don't catch the ball. Like, am I being stupid here?
He did well in the first few games, and then
then it just went odd.
Yeah. But there has been some shocking decision from Mendy as well, coming out for a ball when he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the.
He's been suspect all round after the first 5 games. Unfortunately, I put him in my fantasy league after the 5th game. And you can see what happened to me: 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But Martinez, he would have been amazing. I had Martinez for the first 5, then I swapped him for Mendy.
I had Pulisic, and he just did shit all. I was gonna, Aves, who would your preferred manager would have been if not Thomas Tuchel?
Nagelsmann from Red Bull Leipzig.
Yeah,
but he won't come mid-season.
Sorry,
he won't come mid-season though. He'd rather start.
No. He's not gonna leave RB halfway and come Chelsea. I don't think that's the case, and I don't think he will come in the summer as well. I think he has a great project going at RB Leipzig, and he's doing well there as well. And I'm not sure how. I think they're 4 or 5 points behind Bayern, I think, in the Bundesliga. But yeah, he has great thing going at RB Leipzig, so I don't see why he should be coming at Chelsea, beside from, of course, the money and being at a top club. I mean, there's lots. I mean,
to be fair, anything can happen, because if you look at, you know what, I have to give my, as a fan, it's hard to admit certain things, but I'll always be honest. Like I would clap to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right now. Like, well done. All these people are hating on you, saying you're doing this, you're going to get sacked, you're shit, all this rubbish. Look how he turned it around. And I guarantee you, he got Alex Ferguson on his speed dial. So if he's ever struggling, he'll be like, yo, Alex, what do I do? Could you give me some advice? Lampard hasn't been doing that. The difference is Ole, he doesn't have a better team than Chelsea. Do you really think that pound for pound, they might be similar? Do you know what I mean? They don't necessarily have the better team than us. They don't have a better midfield. They don't necessarily have the better defense. We've got better players, but look at the way Man United are playing. It's honestly, he needs praise for his man management. Yeah. The players are playing for him.
I think behind the scenes, I think Ole.
You know how you said that, Alex? You know how you said something about he probably gets help from Alex Ferguson. But who can help Lampard get help from? Can't get help from Jose Mourinho. He's at Spurs. Ancelotti's at Everton.
I reckon he could still call Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho, Jose Mourinho is like a father figure. Regardless, he will give advice. It doesn't matter. He might not say, you need to do this, but he will say, look, I guarantee, even with people I dislike, I still give them good advice. You know what I mean? He could contact anyone. He could even contact Alex Ferguson. He could contact all the England managers. He could contact, he got good relationship with all of his ex coaches. I'm pretty sure they're more than happy to give him some advice, because at the end of the day, Mourinho wouldn't want to see Lampard fail. No one wants to see Lampard fail. Mourinho wouldn't want Lampard to be above him, but he wouldn't want to see him go down.
Yeah.
So there are always people there to help you. It's whether you choose to reach out or not. The problem is you had Jose Mourinho, Jody Morris as your number 2, a comedian. I lost respect for him when he put that Instagram thing about Jose Mourinho. That's when I thought, you know what? You're not a number 2. You're getting bad press for us. You're not giving him advice. You're both are sitting down with your hands crossed, standing with your hands crossed, all this stuff. You're not doing anything. The biggest mistake was getting rid of Steve Holland. You need a solid number 2 who could give you advice. Lampard doesn't have that.
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, some of the antics as well from Frank Lampard and also Jody Morris as well, shouting at Klopp, having a go with Mourinho as well. I'm like, you don't need to do that. You haven't done anything to, go up against, the likes of Klopp, Mourinho, giving it all and all that. Then what happened afterwards? You
got battered.
You got battered. You started conceding goals. You started playing shit and everything. I mean, I knew it was going to come. I knew it was coming. I knew Frank Lampard was going to get sacked. I don't have any attachment with Frank Lampard. I mean, I love him as a player, but as a manager, I don't.
It wasn't that great.
I mean, the first time was Mourinho when he came in at the club, 2007. I was attached to him. He broke my heart. Ever since then, I don't really get attached to any managers.
When he came back, it was sad. I got attached again. I was like, yes, this is a change. Yeah, Mourinho's back. Then he got sacked. I'm like, you know what? I can't care less anymore.
No, first time I remember as well. I was at a train station and then I read the report at the back. It says Mourinho got sacked. I felt
on the metro, yeah.
Yeah, metro, yeah. I saw it was like Mourinho sacked. And I was like, oh my goodness. I thought that was it. That's it. That's the end of Chelsea.
For Lampard, I didn't expect him to get sacked. I was just sitting there. I was on my bed, asleep. I wake up and then I my Insta page. I'm in this group, and I think, Lampard's out. I was so confused. I was looking at the internet to see if it's true. He got sacked. I was so confused. I thought he was going to get more time, give him end of the season.
I was sleeping when the report started coming out. I was in bed. And I quickly woke up. I'm like, what is going on? Then, of course, a couple of hours later, he got sacked, and then I'm not even sure if Thomas Tuchel has been announced or not.
He's not been announced.
Yeah, not yet, I guess. Which is going to be crazy because we've got a game against Wolves tomorrow, and we haven't sorted out the manager. Do you think
he's going to be
has been bad? Do you think he should? I mean, if Frank was going to get sacked, he should have been sacked before the Luton game.
I think he should have got sacked earlier. I always, even in previous on other channels, I said, you know what, Lampard needs times. He needs 3 to 4 years. If you can't give him 3 to 4 years, get rid of him now.
Yeah.
If 3 to 4 year plan, don't expect wins. Give him opportunity, give him time. Great. People laughed at me like, you can't give him 3 to 4 years. I go, if you can't give him 3 to 4 years, he needs to go now. There's two. Yeah. There's either long term or short term. What do you want? If you want,
but there was no problem. Sorry, go for it. Sorry, I just keep on interrupting.
That's the problem with it. Isn't that like DNA? If a man is not playing well, sack him. You don't have a long-term plan. That's the problem with it. You need to stick with one coach, which we don't do.
That's true, but it's also false at the same time. For example, Lampard.
We look at Klopp at Liverpool.
Yeah, but Klopp is different. Klopp is completely different because he was buying his own players. He was making changes. You could see the progression with Lampard. It's a spiral going down. He was basically, if you look at Lampard, he did well in last season, very good. Then as we discussed, I'm not going to go into it again. What happened? I'm sure people could watch it or rewind it later to see what we were discussing. But with Lampard, did you honestly see him making change? Do you honestly see him beating Wolves? Do you honestly see him beating Arsenal, Liverpool, or anyone? We haven't beaten a top 6 team. Come on. It was painful. I think we got beaten by Burnley. I can't remember. Or Bournemouth. I'm not sure. But we got beaten by teams that we shouldn't get beaten. Do you really think Lampard, in this current situation, could beat them?
We haven't been that.
We haven't even beaten Luton convincingly either.
I don't think so. Yeah, true.
He was down. He was on a downfall last season. He was like mid-table team. Look and got back top 4, and then he got another season. Now look at them title contenders. Ole Gunnar
Solskjaer. Yeah. The difference is that players are backing Ole, and the owners, they said it. We are backing Ole. And Sir Alex Ferguson is probably giving him some advice, which is great. If I was him, I would do that too. With Lampard, no one were backing. Players weren't playing for him. Owner, I don't blame Roman, because at the end of the day, it's his business. Do you want to see your business failing? No. The issue is the board weren't backing from day one by buying in players he didn't want. That's issue number one.
It feels like a repeat of what was happening before as well under Jose Mourinho. We got a manager. Yes, first season it grows great. We get like Mourinho when he came out second time. We got Diego Costa, Fabregas, Felipe Luis as well. That was sort of like Jose Mourinho signing. And then second season, when Mourinho wanted certain players, we didn't go for them. We went for Pedro, for the other players as well, and it just went. I think the board interferes with managers a bit too much.
And that's the good thing is, sorry to talk over you, Ankit. The good thing is Thomas won't allow that. If Thomas has come, Thomas will shake up the board. He wouldn't allow that. So maybe Thomas is actually a good signing, because if he could, maybe the board are planning to sign him to sort themselves out. Do you get what I mean? Like a reverse psychology thing. You know what? We keep screwing up. We need someone to tell us what to do now. So hopefully, Thomas will take, nothing from them.
Yeah, sorry.
Take nothing from them and see what we could do.
But do you think those days are gone of having, I think Arsene Wenger was the last manager that stayed at the club for X amount of years. But do you think that days are gone now, where a manager will stay for 10 years, 7 years?
No, it's not gone, because you have to look at your ambition of the club. Look at Eddie Howe. How long has he been there for?
No, I'm talking about the top clubs.
But you need to know where you want to be. Eddie Howe knows where he needs Bournemouth to be, right?
Yeah.
Klopp knows where he needs Liverpool to be. He's been there for 5 years now, I think.
5 years, yeah.
Going to 6. Pep knows where they need to be. If you come to Chelsea, you need to know the levels Chelsea won. If you can sustain those levels, yes, you could stay there for 100 years.
Yeah.
If you slip, then it's a problem. I guarantee if Klopp goes, if he has a really poor season next season and goes to relegation battle, they'll sack him. They will sack him. It's how it is.
But I heard reports that Klopp would leave, like, and he's gonna leave like after like a couple of years. That's what I heard. But I don't know if it's true. He will leave like a couple of years. Like he wants. I don't know why, but that's what I've heard so far. Sorry, Ankit.
No, go for it. I'm just sorting out something. So just go for it. Yeah.
All I said is I thought Klopp said he's gonna leave Liverpool soon.
Yeah, but that
Like 2 years.
it's I heard that too. It's his choice though. That's the difference. It's not the board sacking him or anything. There is longevity there. It's about, having trust with your board, building a good relationship with your board, and actually performing the way your board wants. Yeah, sometimes you could, slip top 4. As long as you hit top 4, I'm sure Chelsea board will be okay. That is a bare minimum you should be doing. Maybe a FA Cup, Carling Cup, if that's what it's still called. I'm not sure what it's called now. Premier League, Champions League, whatever. We need trophies. We need at least a Premier League every other season, something like that. If not the Premier League, some FA Cup and another championship. It's if you're in Chelsea, you need to be a good caliber coach. And yes, you could fail if the board don't back you. So if the board are not giving you what you want, the board should take responsibility of that. When you ask the question, can a 10 season manager come? Yes, I can if they will both work together. If they don't, no. One of them have to be changed. And I actually grew to like what's her name, the Iron Lady? I can't pronounce her name, kind of Skias or something.
Oh, Marina.
Yeah, Marina, that's it. I actually like her. She's getting slated for not doing this, not doing that. She actually put money forward. She brought good signings who are not performing well. Maybe it's not the signings we need, but at least it shows that, she's willing to spend money. The issue is who's the one who said buy these players.
Yeah. So I don't know what's happening in terms of who's making that decision to sign certain players. It seems like we've been scouting Werner, Kai Havertz as well for 3 years now. So it wasn't sort of like a random signing where we just thought, this guy's doing really well, let's sign him. We have been scouting Kai Havertz and Werner's and Ziyech
even Kepa.
well. Even Kepa as well, which is quite bizarre because it's shocking. But yeah, I mean, I think that culture of managers staying at a club for 10 years and 15 years, I think that has gone now. I think it's just because every year, there's new managers coming in. A lot of teams are changing their way of playing football. A lot of clubs are spending money as well. You see the likes of Everton, you see the likes of Wolves as well, bringing new managers with new ideas. So, I mean, this is why I kind of rate Sir Alex Ferguson a lot because, he has, of course, changed with time. And what you see at Liverpool right now as well, everything is just going tits up for them, to be honest, losing to United and, of course, not doing that well as well. So I think Klopp is I think is sort of struggling to sort of change the way, and you can't sort of sustain that sort of football throughout 4 or 5 years. It's been 4 or 5 years since Klopp has been at Liverpool, and you can't sustain the high pressing and high intensity football.
He needs players.
So I think the players, of course, he needs to now change it up a bit. Where they don't do high intensity press or anything like that, because that's just going to tie up the players. Like Bielsa at Leeds United, they were great at the start, but all of a sudden they're just crumbling and falling apart because they can't keep up that intensity throughout the whole season. But yeah, I think, I mean, like I said, I mean, I wanted Sarri to stay for 2-3 seasons, build that foundation, and then I want Frank Lampard to come in and take over. It would have been much easy and sort of a smooth transition from Sarri to Frank. But again, we just pull the trigger very soon, very quickly, and expect to do what Liverpool and City has done. With Thomas Tuchel, of course, I do have my reservation. I mean, I'm not really convinced, of course. I think he's going to do well for a year or so, and then I think we're just going to be back at the same spot. We're just going to be here next season talking about Thomas Tuchel and the board having some sort of disagreement between themselves. But I mean, do you think that Chelsea will make signings for Thomas Tuchel in the summer, or do you think?
I think they'll still do the same mistake that they did with Lampard. I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying the culture change. I'm like, the culture change should be in regards to, of course, us hiring and firing managers. That should be the culture change. And they're talking about other culture change, which I didn't quite understand. But yeah, Faisal, in regards to, of course, do you think Chelsea will make signings for Thomas Tuchel in summer? The big signing.
What I think it has to happen is Thomas needs to come in, do a pre-season, get rid of 50% of the squad, get rid of your the snakes, get rid of players that are fringe players, the players that we don't need. When he managed to get rid of these players, I'm sure the money accumulated, he could use that to purchase players. He needs to I think the board will support him. You're not going to have a coach that you just got in and you're not going to give him any money. Chelsea, I don't think Chelsea ever did that. They will at least give you one or two players to purchase. Whether it's the players you want or it's players they want, you will get something. I'm sure if Thomas is coming here to negotiate and come in as a free transfer, I'm sure the board will give and say, look, you have X amount of money to spend now or in the summer to basically to make your team the way you want to make it. There needs to be a mass exodus, getting rid of 50% of the players. Then after that, use that money, bring your own players. I think he will do that. Someone just asked a question: do you think Zuma should play centre defensive midfielder? I don't think he should. He should stay the way he is.
Yeah.
We could put other players there who are already playing in that field. I think Zuma is probably our best defender alongside Thiago. What I think should have happened is Tomori should have stayed and learned from Silva, learn the trade from the master, because Thiago is probably one of the best defenders in the Premier League still. It's crazy. So that should have happened. Centre defensive midfielder, I think we should look at what we have. I think give Ethan Ampadu a chance. I think he's a baller. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's me thinking he is, but I think we've got a good squad that could cover that position.
Really I do like Ampadu. I think he's very calm, collective, composed on the ball. Very similar to Billy Gilmore as well. I'm a huge fan of Billy Gilmore.
Yeah, both of them. I love both of them.
Yeah.
I think we don't need no Rice. We don't need any of this. What we need to do is get rid of players. Get rid of Loftus-Cheek. Yes, he has potential to be great, but at the moment he's not Chelsea quality. We need to get rid of Barkley. I like Barkley. I really do. But where is he going to play? If there's no position for him, bro, what's the point of having him? You're just going to make him upset, and his value is going to depreciate. I think we need to. Sorry.
You can carry on. I'll say it after you're done.
I think we have good strikers. We need to get rid of Giroud. I love Giroud to bits. He's our best striker. He is our best striker.
Get rid of Giroud.
No, I'll explain why. Okay. He is our best striker, but we got Abraham, and now we spend money on Werner. Where is Giroud going to play? You think the board wants Giroud to start over Abraham and especially Werner? Let's be real. If Werner was firing, would you put Giroud there? You wouldn't. For Giroud's sake, and for the to be fair,
will say. There's talk of us possibly going for Haaland in the summer.
Again, I would love to have Haaland, but again, you've got so many players. Who are you going to get rid of?
Yeah.
No, listen. I think Chelsea wanted to buy Haaland. You know, in Red Bull aspect, how do you play 4-4-2 for Werner? He had a sport striker. You know, that Paulson guy. He used to be a sport striker with Werner. And I think that's what they want with Haaland, to be a sport striker with Werner. That's how you're going to get goals out of Werner, I think. Because in the 4-4-2 formation, if you had 4-4-2 in front,
I'm sure Abraham could do that. Abraham's not a bad striker. He's not a bad striker. Abraham is not a bad striker at all. He's just not been given the opportunity this season. Last season, he banged in 15 goals, didn't he, before he got injured?
Yeah, 15, something like that, yeah.
Come on, your first season in the Premier League.
He did quite well for his first season.
Exactly. And then he got injured
as well. I think he has improved.
Yeah,
a lot.
He's improved his game.
Well, of course, I don't think. I mean, Tammy. I don't think Tammy is ready to just lead Chelsea just yet. I don't think
he shouldn't leave Chelsea.
Yet. He should be. I mean, you are right in terms of saying that Giroud might be sold in summer because he's 34. He has one left.
We can't rely on him. We can't rely on him at all. I think in terms of striker, if we're going to stick with Werner, play them two together. As in, play Tammy or Werner together. See if that works. You can't just get another world-class striker like Haaland. And now, if you do, you have to get rid of Werner or Tammy. Who are you going to get rid of? You're most likely going to get rid of Tammy. But that's gonna create another situation within the fan base as well. There's a lot of things that buying players doesn't do anything if you don't sell. We still got Batshuayi, bro.
Oh yeah,
we still got Batshuayi.
Oh my god!
Do you know what I mean? So this is the issue.
Crystal Palace, right?
He's on loan, right?
Oh god. I forgot about him. I completely forgot about him.
I'm sure he's on loan.
He's on loan, yeah. He's on loan at Crystal Palace.
People that say Reece James and Mount and Tammy and Callum are going to be our favour. I disagree there. Mount is definitely and Reece are going to get game time. They're both quality players.
I think Hudson-Odoi is going to get time.
They're going to come up.
He's a
great player. He's been good. Like now, you think is a true form when he was like, when they were sorry, when he was like Europa League football, Premier League, he's playing great. Now he's starting to see that again. He's got over his injury. He's getting more confident. I think them two will get game time, but they'll come off the bench and they have to prove themselves. With Reece James and Mount, they're already going to be starting, especially Reece James. Aspilicueta's old now.
Anyone. Thomas Tuchel is going to expect some sort of performance and intensity as well. He's not going to be like Frank Lampard where he's a bit leading on certain players. I think Thomas Tuchel will demand energy and passion, and you have to impress. I think every players are going to will try to impress Thomas Tuchel, which is only going to be a good thing for us because
to answer Jermaine's question there, he goes about Tuchel being dropping the youngsters. He's not going to do that. If you look at the squad, 90% of the squad is youngsters. So who are you going to drop? He will most likely drop Jorginho, because at the end of the day, Jorginho is a great player of what he does. He's a master of what he does, but he's one-dimensional. He's Kovacic. I think he'll drop Kovacic because Kovacic is a great what he does, but he has no end product. All my guy does is run and hold the ball. So the people that he will probably get rid of is... It's funny because I don't know if he will get rid of Kepa. I got a feeling Kepa might... You're going to laugh at this. I have a theory. I think your person is saying that PJ Live. I think Kepa might actually be our number one again. I don't think he's a great player. No. I don't think he's a good player. I don't think he's a good player, but I don't think he's our best player. I don't think he's great. You know me. I always said Kepa is a poor player, but he's 70-something million. He's going to try to get the best out of him.
He's going to get Tuchel sacked as well. He's going to get everyone sacked.
I think our players for next season.
You need that Luton goal he let in. He couldn't stop it with his foot. He tried to save it.
There's some breaking news. Apparently, Thomas Tuchel has arrived at Cobham training ground.
Oh, great news.
So that means it's just a matter of time before he will be announced as a Chelsea manager.
That's great news.
I'm kind of excited. I'm a bit excited. I was sad yesterday that the fact that Frank got sacked, but I'm a bit excited now what Thomas Tuchel is going to do.
I'm happy. I think next season we're gonna have... Well, this is when he comes back. He's not going to get rid of any players. But next season, I think the players are still going to stay. Your Chilwell is going to be there. Your Hudson-Odoi. The back four is going to remain the same. Hopefully, Tomori comes back.
I really hope he does. But I'm going to be watching what he does in Milan.
Hopefully, he wins the Scudetto and comes back. At least someone will be a champion. But your midfield, the midfield is a problem. Pulisic will stay. Hudson-Odoi will stay. Mason Mount will stay. Billy Gilmore will get playing time, I think.
I want that guy to succeed.
Yeah. Kovacic, I think, is going to go. Jorginho, I think, is going to go. Who else? Havertz going to obviously stay. Werner's going to stay. Abraham's going to stay. Giroud might go. Those are your players.
Yeah.
These are the players we have.
I
I
wanna
think
ask
that should
you-
start in 11.
Today is actually the Milan derby. Inter was AC Milan.
I need to watch that.
It's time for-
Football's on at 6 o'clock today, right?
I think there's
Quite a
one-
few matches today in the Premier League.
PGI,
Yeah,
if you're trying to
Arsenal-
join the stream, try again because I can't seem to find you here. But yeah, the Milan derby is on today. AC
That's
Milan-
a good watch.
Should be
I think
quite
I'll watch that. But you know what? I will leave you guys to it.
Yeah,
But take it. It was a pleasure of being on the channel.
it was nice. talking to you,
It was nice
Fraser.
speaking to you for the
Yeah.
first time, and yourself. Hopefully, Tuchel comes in and we do well. It's always good to interact with the comments as well. I'm sure Ankit and all of us as Chelsea fans appreciate you guys coming to the channel. I've been in this channel as a fellow commenter for a while, and it's always good to see, you know, when people actually follow in Ankit, because I strongly believe he is one of the real Chelsea YouTubers. With honesty, I think you're good at what you do, and
Thank
you probably don't get the credit you deserve or the followers that you or subscribers you actually deserve. So
No,
it'd be great if we could all like, comment, and subscribe, and you know, share his channel because he speaks real. He was one of the first Chelsea players support fans to actually do live streams and interact with their fans. Now all Chelsea channels do that.
That's
So
very
it's let's see what we could do. Hopefully next season you'll
Yeah.
start getting more subscribers, and maybe we could do more of this.
Yeah.
And even yourself, be more active on your channel,
Yeah.
and you know, don't give up. And I really like your channel. But
No,
take care, everyone.
Thank you. You've been a great
Um,
support of this channel. I
Pleasure
appreciate
speaking
that.
to you.
But yeah, Fraser, it was great. Great person.
Before you
great
go,
this channel.
Yep.
Thank you very
remember
much.
Milan's
Fraser.
goal.
Hopefully, I'll do more streams in the future. Of course, I'm gonna try doing more streams, get you guys on the stream as well, because it's nice talking to another Chelsea fan. It's always by myself, and it feels a bit lonely. But
Yeah.
talking to you guys, it does. You know, it's like a therapy here.
Yeah, it is. We should do, you know, the live streams that you do when you're watching matches. We should do it
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Watch
it, like
it
that.
together, and more people could get involved.
Yeah.
And you know, it'll be nice. So, like, we'll create a proper family because it's nice to actually speak on channels, given the platform as well. Because people like us who don't have channels,
Yeah.
it's nice to be given a platform to speak about, especially when we all speak in a respectful manner. There's no swearing. There's no, you know, I'm ranting this, Kepa's that, Kepa that. Yeah, we can say X, Y, and Z, but it's not potty mouth or foul mouth. It's all speaking the truth, and everyone has their own opinion. And I think you do it well. So again, like,
I
hands.
appreciate that, bro. Thanks.
I appreciate your channel, but take care. I think someone wanted to say something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget Malang Sarr. He's unknown to Porto. He's unknown to Porto. Malang Sarr. He's a defender. Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. I forgot him.
yeah.
You got him as well.
Yeah, pretty much everyone.
Yeah, he's a youngster as well who'll do well. Even Musanda's coming back. Charlie Musanda.
Oh my God.
He goes, "Go."
Yeah, but take care, guys. Speak to you guys in a bit. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Right.
Hello, Andy, you
Okay.
alright?
So, yeah, I think we got PGI live here on the stream.
Yeah. I don't think he's talking. I have a lie. Let me check. He's messaged something in private chat. Let me check. He said hi there.
Okay, yeah.
I'm here. I'm here. Not hi there.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
PGI?
I think it's
Frozen. Or is it?
I
Should I just
think it's
take on the
frozen.
person? I don't know what's
sure.
going on. Okay, PGI, I'm going
Okay.
to take you off. If you want to rejoin, then yeah, because I don't think it's working. We can't hear you. So if you want to rejoin, then it might work. Yeah, you were saying, Avis? Sorry.
On my Insta, I'll give you a shout right now, but I don't know how to get a link to your YouTube channel. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, okay. Or the Insta thing is a bit, iffy. I'm not sure how you can do that on Instagram.
I'll take a screenshot of your page and then I'll say, get you to in the caption to 10K. You have me follow like 50
Okay.
subscribers away.
Yeah. I mean, it's been crazy. I mean, But yeah, I mean, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, you're doing it right now? Yeah. All right, cool. I got Insta on as well. But obviously, you know, we got a game tomorrow. I'm not sure if I will able to do stream tomorrow because I'll be at work. When the game starts, that's when I finish work. So I'll be watching it on my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we have.
When the game starts.
Yeah, I'll be watching that on the phone. Because sucks because I can't really change the time as well. I've been off work for like almost 10 months now, and they just called me back recently. Piss take. But nevertheless, work is work.
I just gave you a shout out on my page. I've done a post. So hopefully you get 10K.
All right. Let me check.
Football fantasy, that's changed.
Football fantasy, yeah. Did you change your name of the thing?
It used to be Trusted, but I changed my content because I didn't like, because United were performing well, but then I don't have much to promote.
Yeah, I got it. I liked it as well. So hopefully reach 10K as well. And then of course, like I said, I mean, Faisal has been a great support of this channel. You know, he's been super chat and he's been on this thing as well. So he's been a great support of this channel as well. And so have you guys as well, you know, been very supportive.
I'll put it in my bio.
Sorry?
I put the link in bio.
Oh yeah, I see that. Hopefully we reach 10K soon. But yeah, I think we've discussed a lot of in regards to Frank Lampard and Thomas Tuchel and what he's going to do for the future. What's your take on tomorrow's game? Like, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think the players are going to really come out performing, or is there going to be another? Are just Wolves going to be slightly better than us? And you know, what do you think about tomorrow's game against Wolves?
I think when we have like, I think this happens with every team. When you have a new manager, there's like a honeymoon. Every player just starts at the top, trying to prove themselves. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we win that game. Well, I think we win that, but I don't think Thomas Tuchel is going to manage it. He's going to be on the bench.
Yeah, I think he will be on the bench. Yeah, I do think he will be on the bench, which means I don't know who will be managing Chelsea tomorrow. It's probably that guy. I forgot his name right now. What's
that coach's name? That's that peace coach.
Yeah. I forgot. It's Edward or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not sure if it's Edward or not. But I think he might be taking over tomorrow's. But yeah, tomorrow I want to see a response from the players. I mean, we sacked Frank Lampard. I want to see some sort of response from the players. I want them to really put in some effort. But like I was saying, the timing of sacking Frank Lampard, I thought was a bit off. You know, we sacked him like 2 days before the Wolves game, and I thought by now, you know, Thomas Tuchel would have been appointed as the Chelsea manager. Thomas Tuchel is probably going to manage tomorrow. Do you think if we lose against Wolves tomorrow, do you think the fans are going to be, you know, going absolutely bats crazy on Twitter and social media? Or do you think the fans will understand that, oh, this is Thomas Tuchel's first game and great time?
He's not going to be managing. He's not going to be managing. I don't think he is. I don't think he's going to be managing that game.
I mean, if he gets appointed now, then I think he might be managing the Wolves game. But like I said, it's going to be quite. Oh wait, hold on. I think a Baggy TV is saying Petr Cech might step in for one match as manager. Is he? I'm not even sure if that's possible or not. But like I said, I think it was that coach. I think he's going to manage Chelsea tomorrow. I forgot his name. I'm also hearing that 5:30, which is like in about a minute, we'll be announcing Thomas.
Hopefully, for a good lineup.
Yeah. I think the lineup's going to be very important. It's going to be a fresh start for a lot of new players. I mean, for pretty much all the players, like the Jorginhos, the Mox Alonso, Emerson, those players that have, not been featured in Frank Lampard's team. And this is where I kind of feel sorry for Tomori as well, because he wanted to stay at Chelsea. He wanted to prove to everyone that he's capable of being in the first team. The fact that he went on loan to AC Milan, and then Frank Lampard got sacked. He must be thinking to himself, "Shit, man, I should have just waited for a couple more days." But I mean,
By the way,
sorry, say that again?
you carry on.
Oh yeah.
I think we in the lead when he came off, he looked sad, and I think he knew Lampard was going to get sacked. That's why he started putting more effort into the game. He didn't want Lampard to get sacked, but that's why he was sad when he came off.
Yeah, there was a lot of players. The heads were pretty much down against Luton because they probably knew that he was going to get sacked. But what do you think the lineup would be tomorrow? What do you think the lineup should be tomorrow if you were, let's say, the manager?
What did he say again?
Oh, okay. He seems to have gone. Okay. Well, I'm going to ask that question to myself. So, oops, something just happened. Oh, we got him back. Avis, can you hear me?
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. You seem to disappear. Anyways, I was going to ask you, who would you go for tomorrow in terms of lineup? Who would you start?
I will put Mendy, Zuma, Thiago Silva, Reece James, Chilwell, and then in the mid, is Kante still injured?
He should be back.
If he is back fit, put Kante right in the middle, in the where his known position is. Then play Mount and Havertz, do a 4-3-3. Then play Pulisic on the left, Ziyech on the right, and Werner in the middle, centre.
That's pretty strong lineup as well. Yeah. PJ Live, you can join if you want to join. I'll share the link again. There we go. That's the link.
One guy has followed you.
In terms of what lineup I would go for Mendy. I've got Reece James, Thiago Silva. I'll bring back Zuma as well because I don't know why he's been left out. Ben Chilwell. I'll go for 4-3-3 actually. I'll go for Mason Mount, N'Golo Kante, and Kai Havertz. In terms of the attacking, I'll go for Werner as a striker, Pulisic, and Ziyech. I think that would be my lineup for tomorrow's game. Yes, I mean, like I said, in terms of the table, we're not that far off from top four. I believe we are. Where are we? We are 5 points away, so which is completely achievable, especially with the season as well. It's been unpredictable, with top clubs dropping points left, right, and center. And I believe there's games today as well. There's City playing Southampton, which is going to be quite interesting. But yeah.
Okay, you have hit 10K. Yeah, never mind.
Sorry?
On here it says K, not gonna lie. I learned to subscribe. I'm checking I'm not sure, have you?
Let me check. No, not yet. I'm 50 away. But it's gonna take time, I guess.
It says here on that.
Oh, it would say on the
like 10K, but I don't know why.
They sort of like round it up. So I don't know why they do that.
Yeah.
Well, how long have we been streaming for? We've been streaming for like an hour or so. So we'll stream for another like 10 minutes and see if there's any questions from the chat that we can answer. Then we'll go for that one. PGI Live, if you want to join in, please do join in. Otherwise, we'll end the stream here and then possibly back. Well, not tomorrow because I'll be working, but the day after that, do more streams. I do enjoy doing streams with you guys because that way I can talk to you guys, get your views and opinions. It's nice to sort of interact with other Chelsea fans. Normally it's just by myself and I'm just chatting shit. And I do like a bit of interaction with other Chelsea fans. It's just great. But what's your expectation, Avis, for the remainder of the season? What do you expect from Chelsea, the manager, and players?
I expect us to get top four, to be safe, like top four. If you don't get top four, I wouldn't mind. Well, I wouldn't mind, but not that much if we get top six.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in top 6 than be in mid-table.
Would you settle for, let's say finishing 6th and FA Cup, or would you want top 4 and no FA Cup? Would you want
top
a trophy
4.
this season? Top 4, yeah. I'd
rather have us in the Champions League.
Exactly, yeah. I think I'll be the same as well. I'll go for the Champions League top 4, because that way, of course, you get more money, and of course, you attract a lot of big players as well. I mean, I'm not even sure if we're going to make big signings in the summer, because we spent £250 million last summer, unless of course we sell a lot of players, the likes of Danny Drinkwater, Ross Barkley, Marcus Alonso. And I think that's the only way I can see us making signings. It's going to be quite interesting as well, because I've been seeing a lot of reports about us being linked with Haaland. I would love for him to join Chelsea, but I'm not sure if he was going to join Chelsea with, of course, the current situation at Chelsea Football Club, with us sacking managers, with us not having that identity of a play.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. And plus, I'm really excited to see what Thomas Tuchel does with the likes of Mason Mount, Reece James. Who does he drop? Does Jorginho comes back in? It's going to be quite interesting. Like I said, it's going to be a fresh start for pretty much all the players, for fans as well. Do you think the Chelsea fans, got a bit too attached to Frank Lampard? Because I've seen some Chelsea fans, I'm not going to name who they are, but they were a bit pissed off with the fact that Frank Lampard got pissed off. And it's not footballing reasons, it's the fact that he got sacked. It was Frank Lampard. Like, there was someone questioning Roman Abramovich, and I'm thinking to myself, mate, that guy owns the club. He can do whatever the hell he wants. But obviously, I'm not going to name who they are.
With PJI, like you say, that's the problem. Tuchel may not start Mason Mount or Reece James. I read a site that says so. How do you know what his lineup is when he hasn't even seen the team yet?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Told him the tactics, and he's not seen him train enough. Reece James and Mount I bet you he will start.
Yeah. I think there's certain players that he's going to really like. I think he's going to like Mason Mount. I think he's going to like Reece James as well, but he's going to question his defensive, the defensive side of Reece James. I think he's going to question that. But there's certain players. I think he will grow. I think Mason Mount will elevate to another level under Thomas Tuchel. But yeah, there's also reports of him loving Rudiger and Jorginho as well. Apparently, he wanted Jorginho when he was at PSG. I'm not sure how true that is or how reliable that is, but yeah, I think if he wanted Jorginho, then I see him starting against starting against Wolves. Wolves. But in the next coming games, I think we'll see Jorginho a lot. I think in the next few weeks will tell us a lot about Thomas Tuchel and who he prefers and who he doesn't really prefer. But like I said, I think from now till the end of this season, it's just going to be Thomas Tuchel assessing all the players, who he wants for next season and whatnot. What's your take on that one, Avis?
Oh, what do you say again?
What's your
breaking up for me?
Sorry?
You're breaking up for me. I don't know. I think it's my signal. Not gonna lie. Say again.
Okay. I was just gonna say that Thomas Tuchel, is he gonna have his favorites, and who is the favorite players that he's gonna have, and who's the players that he's not gonna really favor that much in the coming weeks?
I think he would have some favorite players, but he won't like some of them. I think Thomas Tuchel, he likes passion and he wants the right attitude in the team. And some players in our team don't have the right attitude to deserve to be in the starting 11 or even be on the bench. Like with Thiago Silva, do you think he deserves a contract extension? 1 year, another year contract extension.
Would you give him a new contract, Thiago Silva? Yeah, I would. I'll give him a new contract as well, because I think under. I think Thiago Silva has improved Zuma, dramatically. I think he has improved him so much. And like I said, I mean, Faisal was saying this as well. Like, if Tomori was here under Thiago Silva, he would be a completely different player. He would have been much better player. Like I said, I'm I'm really disappointed that Fikayo Tomori left for AC Milan, because I do think he was the third best defender at Chelsea.
He didn't. When we played the FA Cup, with the FA Cup, I don't understand why he played Rudiger or Christensen instead of Tomori. Tomori was like one of the best defenders. And then now at one point, to Milan, he has a 28 million, which is a viable price for Milan to buy him if he plays well.
It's very bizarre. Yeah, it's very bizarre. I can't seem to get my head around this. The fact that we let Tomori go when Christensen, I don't think was that great. Rudiger hasn't been that great. Some of the decisions that Chelsea does over the past years has been very questionable. And again, it's always pulling the trigger too quick. We saw it with De Bruyne, Salah, Lukaku, even Mourinho as well. I mean, the first season, I keep going back to the first season of Mourinho because, like I said, I was too attached to Jose Mourinho back then. But we pulled the trigger on him too soon as well. There was a problem with Roman and Mourinho at that time, which kind of makes sense. But it was Scolari as well. We pulled the trigger a bit too soon on him as well. But yeah, I mean, you find it in the stream.
I got to say the last thing,
Yeah.
With the broad, when we bought Kepa, when we had Courtois, we could have bought Alisson. The problem is they left last minute and they panicked by Kepa. They had talks with Alisson and they put it on hold. That's why we bought Kepa, and then Liverpool bought Alisson.
Again, yes, exactly. That's very true. That's actually right. Yeah, you're spot on actually. Yeah, because I do remember that season where we were going in for Alisson. Of course, Courtois' situation was going on as well. Courtois wanted to leave because he wants to be closer to his family and kids and whatnot, which I kind of understand. He's a father. He wants to be closer to his kids, which is understandable. And to be honest, Courtois gave that he told the Chelsea board that he wants to leave. He wants to go to Real Madrid. And the Chelsea board just waited to the last minute, and then we ended up getting Kepa. We lost out on Alisson.
Yeah.
Sold Courtois for like 30 million, which is ridiculous. Let's see. If I was Tuchel, I would sign Haaland and Zakaria. I haven't seen much of Zakaria, to be honest, so I can't really comment much on him. But yeah, Avis, any final thought before I, of course, end this stream? Because I think the Premier League is going to start in a bit.
Guys, like and subscribe. Get to 10K. If you don't get to 10K, I'll be very disappointed in you. So subscribe. Hit that red button, and if you get to 10K, I'll give every single one of you £10.
That's really sweet of you. Thank you, Avis, for joining this stream. And it's been a great talk, and it's been a pleasure having you guys on the stream talking about Chelsea and the current situation. But yeah, Avis, thanks for joining. Thanks to all the chat as well, being respectful and also sending in your comments and your questions. And and also to Faisal Khan, who joined early as well. Some very, very valid input as well. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up the stream right over here, guys. It's been a great stream. I'm going to watch football now. I'm going to watch some of the Premier League games and, of course, the Milan derby, which is at 7:45. So that's going to be quite interesting. If you guys are new to this channel, please do hit that subscribe button. Give it a massive thumbs up. I will try my best to do a stream after the game against Wolves, which I'll be home. So I'll try my best to do the stream then. But yeah, that's going to be a wrap up. So yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Till then, take care and stay safe. Of course, we're still in this pandemic. But yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next stream. Till then,